four esteemed speakers, Nawab Jafar Mir Abdullah, Mr. Carlyle McFarlane, Madhavi Kukreja, and Jayant Krishna. If we can have you on the dais, please, talking about the romance of Lucknow. Let's have a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Come on for our next session. Our four esteemed speakers are here. And talking about the romance of Lucknow. Let the romance begin. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. As we were moving up the dais, we were wondering, there are at least little more people in the audience than on the dais, you know. So thank you for coming in. I know Sunday mornings are not very, you know, not the best of time. People want to chill out at home after, you know, a lot of work during the week. So I think the topic that has been given to us is, you know, how do we rekindle the romance of Lucknow in people, and what for you create that romance? And to my mind, that romance you create for the citizens who live and the visitors who come to Lucknow to experience different aspects of Lucknow, for sure, you know. Lucknow has a huge amount of heritage. If there is one characteristic which describes the city the best, is perhaps its heritage, you know. I mean, you have a huge combination of things which very few Indian cities can boast of. You know, you have spectacular monuments. You know, you have, you know, delightful food. You know, for Awadhi food, there's no competition. Everybody in the country falls for it. And there is no other state which can compete with Lucknow's food, you know. The kind of chicken curry, zardozi, ari, tukudi, the kind of work that it happens, very, very intricate chicken curry, soulful music of, you know, not only ghazals and qawwalis, but thumris, dadras. Lucknow has been, you know, the home for it. A very, very famed, you know, Kathak dance. You know, we have the Lucknow Gharana of Kathak, Jaipur Gharana of Kathak, and Banaras Gharana. But undoubtedly the most sophisticated Gharana of Kathak is the Lucknow Gharana. You have refined poetry. Lucknow has given so many poets, shaires to the, you know, people of letters who have written wonderful books in different languages, in Urdu, Hindi, and a few in English as well. And the city has a huge intangible, you know, connect also, in the sense that some of the intangible elements are so unique to Lucknow, you know, like its hospitality. And the people who live here, they take the hospitality for granted. We take the sophistication of the people of Lucknow for granted, and even the courteousness for granted. But people who come from outside, I mean, just to give you an example, wherever, you know, I travel to different parts of the world, and, you know, if I know some people from India, and if at all some of them host me for a dinner, and they invite their own friends also who do not know me at all, you know. And the moment I start speaking, and with the Indian community, very quickly you gravitate from Hindi or Hindustani to, from English to Hindi or Hindustani. And the moment you utter a few sentences, people make out, are you from Lucknow? You know, which, I mean, this is something in the language which we take for granted, but it's very, very different. So, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be with you for long. I thought I was a panelist, but just before the session, I was told that you have to double up as a moderator also. So, no preparation, no amount of time has gone into preparing for this session at all. But fundamentally, I believe, you know, the name Lucknow brings, you know, passion to the hearts of people. It has a class of its own, which is beyond the compare, you know. Before I, you know, ask other esteemed panelists to speak about, you know, how do they think that, you know, one could rekindle the romance of Lucknow through their respective professions or interests or hobbies. You know, I fundamentally believe that it's time that Lucknow, with the kind of heritage we have, we try to position it as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people that I speak to in government, they are non-believers that it can happen. But I fundamentally believe if we'll not believe, this kind of a package, very few cities, the elements that I just spoke about, very few cities can offer this kind of a package of heritage, what Lucknow can boast of. And for people who don't believe, in India itself, Ahmedabad, for example, is a classic example. By no means Ahmedabad's heritage is any richer than Lucknow, but it has become, the historic city of Ahmedabad has become a UNESCO World Heritage City. The final listing has, they featured there. In Bombay has, not the entire city, but the Victorian and Art Deco ensemble of Bombay, in South Bombay, those buildings collectively have made it a UNESCO World Heritage site. Well, it's not a site, but it's a city, but in the same category. And some of the other Indian cities like the historic Jaipur and the temple town of Bhubaneswar, they also feature in the tentative list of UNESCO listing, and I'm sure as their governments become more serious, they will push for it. So I'll come to why it is important and what's the process maybe later in the discussion. But on this note, not in any particular order, but maybe I'll start with a quick introduction, although the speakers that you have today need no introduction whatsoever. Nawab Jafar Mir Abdullah. His name is synonymous with Lucknow. I'm so fond of him. There is no movie, there is no documentary, there is nothing on Lucknow which can be written or produced, can be complete without a mention of him or without sourcing his views. So give him a big round of applause to Jafar Mir Abdullah Sahab. Then we have Carlyle McFarland, who is the principal of La Martiniere College, Lucknow, which is a French heritage the city of Lucknow has, and he has done, not just as an academic head of the institution, he has done a fantastic job of conservation of entire Constantia. And now today I can see with a degree of pride, La Martiniere Lucknow, the boys especially, that's perhaps one of the most beautiful school campuses anywhere in the country. So thank you, Carlyle, for giving that to the city. We owe it to you, and a big round of applause for him as well. Last but not the least is Madhvi Kukreja. She's not a Lucknow girl, but she came here, from Delhi or elsewhere, and she has truly conquered the city. By Sanat Kada festival that she started as a small craft shop, in Lucknow, and it took the shape of a festival. I remember I've been to each of those festivals from the beginning. It was a very small festival, and now the entire city waits for it in the first week of February. It has crafts, it has music, it has literature, it has poetry, it has food, and whatnot. And perhaps it has become a bigger symbol of celebration of Lucknow as a city than even government's own Lucknow Mahotsav, So which is a private enterprise with the help of Mahindra. The Sanat Kada Mahindra festival has become the most celebrated, the best celebrated, festival of the city of Lucknow. So I, not in any particular order, may I start with Carlyle, because generally we talk about Lucknow and related with, the kebabs and, and nawabs and so on and so forth. But you represent a heritage which is in a very different category. And what do we do? I mean, you have done a fantastic job of conserving and recreating, the old glory of La Martiniere. But how can we, in a more responsible way, I would say monetization, people don't like the word, but unless in today's world you monetize that, where would the resources come to because in all these old buildings or monuments, you have to keep pouring money and on an ongoing basis to keep them in that form. So how do we monetize it in a very responsible way so that more and more tourists come and admire the sheer beauty that Lord Claude Martin had created?
I'm presuming that everybody here is a citizen of Lucknow and therefore does not need introduction to the institution which I am in at the moment. But before that, how does this fit in with the romance of Lucknow? I think if we look at it in literary terms, the word romance itself suggests something which is far from reality. And it is something intangible. There are many elements that make up this romance. There are many elements that take us away from the reality to look at the essence of what lies behind a building such as the one which is in front of me, or the building that is behind me, which is the school from which I've come early this morning. A culture cannot be organized. It cannot be manipulated. And definitely not in a city like Lucknow, which, if you think of it, is a very stubborn city. We are very, very slow in bringing about change, even though change may be, there may be a catalyst for change, but the change itself we take very long to adjust to. For example, we build a new road, Shaheed Path, Lohiya Path. We will first run it down. Who's going out of their way? What is the purpose of building this? What a waste of money. I am not going on that road. I am still going to take my traditional route. But 2 years later, you wonder, how could you do without it? Gradually, the city accepts change, but it is very slow. Maybe that is part of the romance of Lucknow as well. Jayant's question and my direct answer, how do we monetize this? I'm not very sure if you can put a price to culture. But yes, I agree with him that you have to put a price to any kind of conservation of culture. To be able to get the costumes for that Lucknow Gharana of dance, to be able to buy the musical instruments that must be used as accompaniment for the thumri that we hear in Lucknow, to be able to buy the cement or the lime or the traditional materials that is used in restoration, this does not happen with a happy wish. It has to be associated with some kind of revenue and its generation. And so he is right that without the money, it is not possible to get this done. However, beyond money, much beyond money, is the will to be able to do it. If you are going to urinate on monuments of Lucknow, if you are going to put in graffiti talking about your great love for the girl next door and putting your names across, if you are going to hang your washing, quite literally, on some of the iconic statues that we see, if we are going to put up a Pan Gumti just outside the main gate to welcome people from the city and even from outside the city, it means you have no love for it. There is no romance left. That romance has definitely ended in a quick divorce. So while I think other speakers will also talk about how do we monetize it, the more important thing is how do we promote a love and a civic sense for our city which will keep that romance going. Spitting in public is not romantic. Throwing garbage on the street is not romantic. Having children defecate into open drains is not romantic. Yet this is what we see in Lucknow as well. And when it cannot happen overnight, when we are able to generate that kind of love and interest, yes, we can talk about showcasing and selling our product to the rest of the world. Until then, the romance with us continues.
Yeah, thank you, Carlyle. So actually what I meant was in today's world, there are no Claude Martins or Wajid Ali Shahs or Chandragupta Vikramadits left, who will invest money in heritage, so, or create something that becomes heritage later. Therefore, how do we generate enough resources to keep it going? I agree with you. The kind of habits of pan spitting and all that you talked about. It's very difficult to rekindle that romance if these kind of practices, happen. But I also feel in the same breath that should we, through a prism of timelessness, keep waiting for these practices to go and then rekindle, or do it simultaneously so that people start loving the place that they live in, and these habits take a back seat. So I think if we keep waiting for these practices to go, perhaps by that time there'll be no heritage left, because everything would have collapsed, kind of a thing. So thank you for some very very useful views that these habits have to disappear, and the sooner they disappear from a city like Lucknow, it will become as much easier to rekindle, revoke the romance of Lucknow. So now I come to Nawab Jafar Mir Abdullah Sahab, and as I said earlier, his name itself, इनका नाम इतना वाबस्ता हो गया है लखनऊ के साथ कि दोनों को अलग अलग सोच पाना ही बहुत मुश्किल है. So Nawab Sahab, you represent a lineage which is almost synonymous with the brand equity that Lucknow enjoys as a tourism destination. So if I would ask you, if the three things we, the government or the enterprise or the citizens of the city have to do to rekindle that romance of Lucknow, what would those things be? About the Nawabi Lucknow, about the culture, about the sophistication, about the mannerism, about the hospitality, about the food, about reliving our monuments. Many of the homes, I know for sure that at your own home, you used to organize very very authentic Awadhi food dinner evenings for overseas guests and so on and so forth. So, what are those 2-3 things or 4 things that you would expect the government, the business enterprise and the citizens should do, which will help in rekindling that romance of Lucknow? So over to you, Nawab Sahab.
ऐ शहर लखनऊ तुझे मेरा सलाम है, तेरा ही नाम दूसरा जन्नत का नाम है. मैं भी शुरू से लामाटनिया में पढ़ा. सनत कदा का जब आपका इनॉग्रेशन हुआ था क्लास में, उसमें भी हम लोग सब शरीक थे. तो ये देखा जा रहा है कि किस तरह से बग़ैर पैसे के भी चीज़ों को इम्प्रूव किया जा सकता है. लखनऊ की जो खुसूसियात हैं वो यहाँ की ज़बान है, यहाँ का कल्चर है, यहाँ का हेरिटेज है, यहाँ का पहले आप है, यहाँ का सेकुलर एस्पेक्ट है, यहाँ की गंगा जमनी तहज़ीब है, यहाँ की रवायात हैं, यहाँ की हेरिटेज है, यहाँ की विरासत है. फिर इल्म जो है वो बहुत ज़रूरी है, चाहे वो टेंजिबल हो या इनटेंजिबल हो. उसमें आपकी इल्मी हैसियत जो है बहुत अच्छी होना चाहिए, आपकी ज़बान जो है बहुत सलीस हो, आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज जो है बहुत ही अट्रैक्टिव हो, आपका लिबास अच्छा हो, आपकी सफाई और सुथराई अच्छी हो, और किस तरह से मेहमान नवाजी होती है वो आपको आना चाहिए. जहाँ तक लखनऊ का डिग्रेडेशन का ताल्लुक़ है, ज़ाहिर है कि नवाब वाजिद अली शाह 1856 में when he left Lucknow, he was deposed. तो उस ज़माने तक लखनऊ was considered to be one of the best cities of the world. जो ट्रैवलर्स आए, जो आर्किटेक्ट्स आए, जो हिस्टोरियंस आए, उन्होंने कहा there is no city in the world as beautiful as the city of Lucknow, neither Constantinople nor Rome nor Paris. यहाँ के ऊपर पेट्रनेज थी फाइन आर्ट्स के लिए. असल में ऐसा हुआ कि जब मुग़लिया सल्तनत कमज़ोर होने लगी और ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी बहुत मजबूत होने लगी और मुग़ल जो थे उनके पावर्स कम होने लगे, तो अवध में नवाब आसिफ़-उद-दौला ने उन आर्टिस्ट और आर्टिजन्स को दावतनामे भेजे कि आप हमारे लखनऊ तशरीफ़ लाइए, हम आपको, आपके हुनर को, आपके फ़न को, आपके अहल खाना को पूरी तरह का पेट्रनेज देंगे. और खिंच के यहाँ पर लोग आने लगे और लखनऊ की तरक्की होने लगी. इसी तरह से नवाब आसिफ़-उद-दौला के बाद नवाब वाजिद अली शाह तक यहाँ लखनऊ अपने उरूज पर पहुँच चुका, एंड इट केम ऑन टू द ज़ेनिथ. तो यहाँ पर इल्म, यहाँ पर जैसे अभी कार्लाइल मैकफार्लन बता रहे थे कि शेर व शायरी, लिबास, हेरिटेज और बहुत से टैंजिबल इंटैंजिबल हेरिटेज है, उसको हम लोगों का फ़र्ज़ है कि जो सिटीजन्स हैं वो अपने में तरमीम करें, अपने में चेंज लाएं, हमारा बिहेवियर कैसा हो, हमारी ज़बान कैसी हो, हमारा अखलाक कैसा हो, हम जो हमारे पास सामने मेहमान आते हैं, जो गेस्ट आते हैं, हमारा उनके साथ रवैया कैसा हो, हमारी मेहमान नवाजी कैसी हो, और अगर हमारे साथ वो लंच और डिनर करने के लिए आते हैं तो कोशिश ये करना चाहिए कि जो उनके टेस्ट हैं, अब जैसे बहुत से फॉरेनर्स हैं वो मिर्च अवॉइड करते हैं, तो हम लोग लिहाज रखते हैं कि वो मिर्च कम हो, मसाले कम हो, उनका टेस्ट भी हो, और यहाँ की जो culinary आर्ट है, यहाँ की जो cuisine है, यहाँ की जो ओरिजिनलिटी है, वो भी बरकरार रहे। फिर उनमें एक चीज़ ये होती है, दे हैव द क्यूरियोसिटी टू नो अबाउट योर सिटी, अबाउट योर सेल्फ, अबाउट योर फैमिली कंडीशंस एंड अबाउट पॉलिटिकल एस्पेक्ट्स ऑल्सो। तो उसमें आप में इतना इल्म होना चाहिए कि आप उनके सवालात का मुनासिब और माकूल और सही जवाब दे सकें। अगर वो सेटिस्फाइड हैं तो माउथ पब्लिसिटी होगी और लोग भी यहाँ आना शुरू करेंगे। जहाँ तक गवर्नमेंट का ताल्लुक़ है, गवर्नमेंट जो है वो रैशनल नहीं है। अगर आप देखें कि जो पुराना और असल और ख़ास लखनऊ है, जो कि करीब करीब 1.5 किलोमीटर के रेंज में आप देखें, अगर पक्के पुल से शुरू होते हैं, टीले वाली मस्जिद है, आसफ़ी इमाम बाड़ा है, रूमी गेट है, बावली है, आसफ़ी मस्जिद है, हुसैनाबाद का घंटा घर है, लाल बारादरी है, फिर रईस मंजिल है, शरीफ मंजिल है, लंगर खाना है, और उसके बाद में छोटा इमाम बाड़ा है और जामा मस्जिद है। जैसे कि जैन कह रहे थे कि अहमदाबाद को कल्चरल सिटी, हेरिटेज सिटी बनाया गया है, लखनऊ डिज़र्व करता है, लेकिन लखनऊ को कभी उस तरह से प्रमोट ही नहीं किया गया। ये गवर्नमेंट की भी जिम्मेदारी है। आपको ताज्जुब होगा कि जब यूपी टूरिज़्म की पैम्फलेट आई थी तो ताजमहल वाज मिसिंग फ्रॉम दैट टूरिज़्म पैम्फलेट। तो ये अगर इस तरह की बातें होंगी तो कहाँ से उसको प्रमोट किया जाएगा। तो ये हम सबका फ़र्ज़ है कि जैसा कार्लाइल कह रहे थे कि हमारी जो हेरिटेज है उसकी इज़्ज़त करें, उसकी अगर हम मरम्मत नहीं कर सकते तो कम से कम उसको डैमेज और डिस्ट्रॉय भी ना करें, और कम से कम अपनी ज़बान पर, अपने जहन पर, अपने मिजाज पर काबू रखें, अखलाक से पेश आएँ, मोहब्बत से पेश आएँ, और यहाँ की गंगा जमनी जो तहज़ीब है उसको बरकरार रखें। इसी तरह से तरक्की होगी। शुक्रिया।
शुक्रिया नवाब साहब, आपने गंगा जमनी तहज़ीब की बात करी और ताजमहल का डिस्क्रिप्शन ना होने के, तो मुझे टूरिज़्म के ब्रोशर्स में कुछ समय के लिए चला गया था, अब दोबारा फिर आ गया है। बिल्कुल, हेरिटेज इज समथिंग which is a thing of beauty which we have inherited from our ancestors, and we need to conserve it, and promote it so that it's safe for our people who come on this earth after us, our offsprings and even beyond, very very clearly। और हेरिटेज का कोई मज़हब नहीं होता। एक थिंग ऑफ ब्यूटी जो है वो किसी रिलीजन को बिलोंग नहीं करती, वो एंटायर मानवता के लिए, इट इज़ फॉर द एंटायर मैनकाइंड टू एडमायर इट्स ब्यूटी। सो शुक्रिया। Madhvi, last but not the least, you have done, what governments have failed to do, to create a festival of Lucknow, which is so dear to the citizens of Lucknow. And I know, a few hundred people, if not few thousand, who come to Lucknow and camp here every year to be a part of this festival. So, how could you create that magic? How could you create that brand? And how you have been able to sustain it for over 10 years now. You have been changing the theme of the festival every year, and all the themes have been so relevant and contemporary. So how you've created that magic, which governments have not succeeded in creating? That's what my question is. And how did you create a business model around it? I again come to the sustainability aspect, Unless you will create a business model around it, nothing can sustain. So how could you do that, Madhvi?
Perseverance. Being a Punjaban, वो भाषा भी नहीं है मेरे पास, वो तौर तरीके भी नहीं थे मेरे पास, कुछ अलग तरह के तौर तरीके थे. So I think that it's really interesting for me, my personal journey also in this city. I chose it as my home. शायद उसी में एक जादू है. And I remember कि मैं लखनऊ आने के पहले what was the romance around Lucknow? So since before I moved here, there's a dear friend of mine, Radhika Bordia. Many people here know her. She used to be with NDTV. उसके लिए लखनऊ का रोमांस था मलियाबाद में सावन. सावन के झूले, सावन के गीत, वो आम के पेड़, वो आम भी, end of July के सब आम. And that was her idea of the romance of Lucknow. But I also found, and this is carried on to be, she's still not been there ever at that time. But the other also thing that I found in Lucknow, Lucknow's romance was very much along with its nostalgia. So there was always a huge nostalgia कि जो लोग यहाँ वापस आते हैं, जब मैं यहाँ आई थी बहुत लोग कहते थे कि लखनऊ के नौजवान, younger people who've done well in life, they've all left the city. But I found that they used to always, everyone, सबको अपने शहर से मोहब्बत है, but everyone came back with a deep nostalgia for this city. For going back to La Martiniere on that canteen Sundays, for doing ganjing, for going to Chowk, Radkot to have your Nihari Kulcha. There was a huge nostalgia around this city. So kya is nostalgia real? Nostalgia is certainly romantic. And I think nostalgia and intangible heritage is the most difficult to keep alive in a way. क्योंकि आप वापस आओ, आप डिसअपॉइंटेड भी हो जाते हो, या लोग यहाँ अपने रोजमर्रे की जिंदगी में, and I don't agree with you, Carlyle, that romance finishes. It's in the imagination. who's जिंदा without romance in their life? So I think मतलब लखनऊ वाले थोड़ा सा और अपने I mean, romance has to be in your life all the time, otherwise there's no passion left. Love and romance is what we need. Absolutely. And I think everyone on the stage will agree with me, right? Carlyle, you too? But I think that the whole idea, and for me, a very important part of this city was the people and their kissas. तो चाहे इन भाई साहब के किस्से मेरे लिए, I mean his kissas, from his hunting kissas to his मतलब खाने के किस्से, to all the kissas. That was the most important thing to me about him. Carlyle's kissas of his Christmas feast at home, and I could sit hours at Carlyle's place listening to his kissas. Himanshu does a lot of kissas. Amit at the back and someone their kissas. मतलब मैं लिस्ट कितनी लंबी कहूँ, ये किससे सबसे ज़रूरी बात थी. There was Naseem Iqtidar Ali who's not with us. You could sit for hours listening to her kissas, and for all visitors she was Lucknow. So how do you keep all this alive? And for me, the 2 or 3 most romantic things that we've done is the Bedbazi that we have revived on the Sanat Kada stage at the festival. So you see everybody above 70, Bedbazi ka unka competition hota hai. Many people, I don't know how many people in the audience know about Bedbazi, but it's an Antakshari of Shairi. So it's in Urdu. It's very romantic. The shades are very romantic, but all the Khawateen sitting on the stage and often being judged by 3 men, to me it has been, and I think because it brings back nostalgia, and yet it's real, it's today. And the other space that for me is very, very romantic is, for example, the Begum Akhtar ki Mazar that we have refurbished. It's quiet, it's in the middle of absolute cacophony of noises, spaces, gullies, Lucknow ke sabse zyada pasand baag ke andar, but yet it's absolutely peaceful. You can evoke Begum Akhtar there. It's very quiet, and there's a sorrow because wahan pehle aam ka bagicha bhi hota tha, but yet Begum Akhtar is alive. So I mean, I think that you need to do a little romance in the present also. You need to weave in the present with the past. And I think as intangible heritage, that's the most important part. And somewhere I feel that our festival was successful because वो किस्से उस फेस्टिवल के बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा बन गए हैं. वो किस्सा कोई तखत, वो लोग जो एक दूसरे को वहाँ मुलाकात करते और एक दूसरे से किस्से बताते, मतलब वहाँ लोग अड्डा मारने आते. And I think ये लखनऊ में अभी भी है. And that festival has grown while the malls have come in, while the other culture has come in. But I'd like to happily tell all of you कि पहले हमारे फेस्टिवल में 50 साल के ऊपर लोग आते थे. It was the average age of the people. This has changed after 12-13 years. I completely agree that लखनऊ में लोग बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लेते हैं अपने वक्त से. पहले आप आपको मज़ा आया तो चलो हम भी आके देखते हैं. तो मगर I think कि because it's like मेला नुमा and it has all the things that people like, which is खाना पीना, अड्डेबाजी, performances, shopping, and that answer to your question, Jayant, because you can be very romantic about chatapati and chicken and zardozi, but if वो craftsman के पास एक जिंदगी नहीं है, then it remains the romance and the nostalgia, and it's not real. So one year on the theme, when we documented the crafts of Lucknow, we put up an exhibit, which was very beautiful. But if people read the interviews of the craftspersons or saw the films, they realized कि उनकी जिंदगी कितनी गिरी and how many of them didn't want their children या उनके बच्चे ये काम कर ही नहीं रहे थे. तो जहाँ वो चीज़ सिर्फ हिस्ट्री में चली जाएगी, वो खत्म हो जाएगी. So I think our challenge is to bring the past into the present. And intangible a part which everyone has talked about, कि वो कैसे रोजमर्रा जिंदगी के अंदर, how does it come in? And I think our festival, like all traditional melas which have been there, like the बुरक्की का मेला, मतलब कितने सालों से बुरक्की का मेला है, आप सबके बचपन से तो है ही, उसके पहले से है. Nobody even knows the history of it. But it is this Mela Numa thing that kind of will have a longer sustainable life. And if the crafts and the food and other things that you can sell has made our festival now survive. I mean, there were many years of losses, but it's because of the craft sales that it has survived. And I think the challenge, because if you go to, like आपने hospitality की बात की, it's true. You come away with Lucknow, even हमारे दुकानदार और हमारे जो street food वाले vendors हैं, and we've documented them last year for the thing, कि उनकी कहानियाँ, उनकी बातचीत, उनकी बोली, उनकी भाषा makes people remember. I mean, I had one of my young wards वो अभी दिल्ली गया और उसने कहा 1 हफ्ते दिल्ली रहा है. He's moved there. He says वहाँ की भाषा कैसी है, लोग कैसे बोलते हैं, and everyone knows that. तो हर दुकानदार की अभी भी थोड़ा सा वो लिहाज करते हैं. They do that art and everything, which is very different to बहुत सारे शहर. And I don't want to say anything against anyone, but say the tourism pattern in Rajasthan, I think it has a sustainable model in the homes that have become ghar, logon ke ghar, the private initiatives. But if you look at the dance and the drama and the khana you get, वो एक तरह से एक package हो गया है. And someone like me, वो package मुझे कुछ नहीं करता है. You know, you get the same dance, the same, जो लोग perform भी कर रहे हैं, they're not creating anything different. वो भी एक तरह से एक routine जैसे perform कर रहे हैं. वो खाना, उसमें वो सही hospitality नहीं है, क्योंकि वो it's just a pure business.
It's a very transactional hospitality.
Yeah, so I think how do we as a city take our intangible heritage and make it immersive and लोग उसमें जी सके. Like I mean, आप जाते हैं मलियाबाग और वहाँ के लोग आपको घुमाते हैं. Some of the walk, I mean, someone sitting here and Noor Appa and many others do for us, or we do in La Martiniere. and Carlyle comes to speak to the people. That makes it real. यहाँ के लोगों से बातचीत. So I think that immersive tourism makes the city more romantic even today. वो nostalgia somehow ज़िंदा हो जाती है. And I mean, I'll give back the mic to
Thank you.
Jen, but I just want to also add that it's our dream, and I hope that everyone here will support us, is that we are trying to put together a museum called the Lucknow Bioscope, which is a space.
So we'll talk about the museum the next time I come to you, Madhvi. And thank you so much. You know, you rightly said you have to have the passion. You know, एक वो फैज अहमद फैज का एक नज़्म है, उसका आखिरी शेर है. You know, वो कहते हैं कि गर बाजी इश्क की बाजी है, गर इज अगर गर बाजी इश्क की बाजी है, जो चाहे लगा दो डर कैसा, गर जीत गए तो क्या कहने, हारे भी तो बाजी मात नहीं. So you have to, with huge amount of passion, you have to keep on and on and on and on. If we succeed, nothing likes it. And even if we lose, it's a battle that we have really fought well, you know. So again, over to you. I know the organizers are showing me the 5-minute placard and all that, but I can assure you I'll take longer, because we were promised an hour. We'll take an hour because it started late. The session started late, you know. So Carlyle, over to you. So after, you know, such immense beauty you have created in La Martiniere, my quarrel with you on La Martiniere is, why is it not available to the citizens of Lucknow to walk in, for tourists to walk in? Why is it that, you know, every time we have to get in touch with your office or somebody known there to get an entry? You know, I mean, it's Lucknow's best kept secret. Be it the chapel, be it the library, be it the Lat, be it the East Terrace, be it the cannons, be it the new museum that he has created, you know, or the new, you know, the green patches he has created all across, or as you enter, you know, that small maqbara which is there of one of Claude Martin's friends, you know, beautifully redone. So, you know, how can we walk in to experience all that? And can, like Sanat Kada or Lucknow Festival, could you run a week-long, you know, Martin Festival, where, you know, people of Lucknow just walk in and experience the romance of Constantia, Carlyle?
I'm sorry if you were ever held up.
No. So I manipulate to get in, but
The fact is, the institution is open to all tourists and all visitors, but tourists and visitors who have come to appreciate and admire culture, not for boyfriends bringing girlfriends to canoodle under trees, of which we have 1 lakh. So I run a boys' school. It is a little non-romantic, okay, because I run a boys' school and I have 500 boys who live with me, and I'm not going to have them canoodling, all right, with the normal gentry which come in. But having said that, La Martiniere is open free of cost. Whether it's museums, whether it's artwork, whether it's Wedgwood collection, whether it's armory, whatever you want to see, you're welcome to come. And perhaps that's one reason why this Ghar Ki Murgi is not very popular. People don't know too much about it because perhaps you don't have to pay for it. I think it's a wonderful idea to have a Martin festival. I could do it. I would look forward to ideas in the city.
wow,
Where we maintain
big round of applause.
where we maintain the ethos of the institution and give you our special brand of culture. The culture is not the culture of the principal and its staff, but the culture is as represented by its monument, the romance, and the way in which it fits in with the city of Lucknow. And indeed it does. We do seem to have an emphasis on particular elements of Lucknowi culture, which is made up of so many different things. We have a Jewish cemetery in Lucknow. How many of us know about it? We have a Chinese community in Lucknow. How many people do you know from that community? We have a Parsi community in Lucknow. We have a cemetery for Parsis in Lucknow. There must be cultural links connected with each of these. We have descendants of Negroid races, disparagingly sometimes referred to as the Habshis, in Lucknow. All this is a part of Lucknow, but we don't seem to know too much of it. In the institution in which I am, this is a European, French, English, Anglo-Indian part of culture. It is in its way unique, and we love to preserve it because it is a part of the heritage of Lucknow. And what is the heritage of Lucknow? It just strikes me. Look at the stage. And in the order that India wants this, we have Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. So all of us are saying our own thing about culture, and all of us belong to Lucknow. That's what we have to keep going. It would not be very appropriate for me to have, say, a huge Kathak recital on East Terrace in my college. Kathak is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dance. But would it be appropriate in this kind of Baroque French background? It might be a clash of cultures. Let's keep it going as it is and come and enjoy it as and when you can.
So thank you, Carlyle, and the Kaushala Lit Fest would remember that he has almost made a promise that he'll seriously explore to do a festival of La Martiniere Lucknow, minimum of 3 days, perhaps a week, where the entire campus and many aspects of the culture would be thrown open for the people of Lucknow and the visitors. Thank you, Carlyle. I'll go to Madhvi now, and please tell us something that what you're trying to create, a museum of Lucknow, and through your Bioscope project. Could you detail it a bit?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, but I think ISCO, just to keep a permanent space where things can happen all the time.
Physical space.
A physical space in which you can have performance, which we are hoping to call the Kotha. We can have, Ghar Ka Khana, we already have. A physical space where you can go out for walks and tours every day. And I think, and of course, all these themes that you talked about, Carlyle just talked about the communities of Lucknow. In our 14 years of the festival, we've had 14 different themes. But to put them out permanently for people to experience and have new people come in and put out what they are creating about Lucknow in that space. But it's going to be crowd-funded, and it is going to be all of you who have got to be part of it. And it's going to be completely a private enterprise, so it's a big challenge. And I believe that if Lucknow Walas can make the festival, the MSLF festival, successful, and everyone here, Carlyle has opened his space for a dance performance in his out there in it was at East Terrace, right? And Jayant been part of it from the beginning, absolutely. And so has given up. इनके यहाँ के कोई भी चीज़ हमारे फेस्टिवल में ना पहुँचे तो हर साल इनके आइडियाज और इनका सामान, इनका कलेक्शन और हर कुछ. So मुझे लगता है कि लोग have made the festival, and people will make the museum again, because it has to be alive in today.
Have you found a physical place for the museum, Madhvi?
Physical space बहुत है, पैसा चाहिए.
Okay. All right.
So please be part of Lucknow Bioscope, which will be a space for everyone to create all the time and to support every other festival that happens in the city. All other initiatives also, और साथ चलने के लिए. तो but we need a permanent space, I think, because it'll all get lost. The intangible heritage that we are trying to document along with you, it'll all get lost soon.
Thank you, Madhvi. And again, last but not the least in this round, and that will be the end of the session, is request to Jafar Mir Abdullah साहब. देखिए इतने जितने भी लोग यहाँ पर बैठे हैं ये कुछ यहाँ से लेके जाएं. So my request to you is, you know, the way adab as a very secular way of greeting was started. You know, I mean, there's no other person in the city who can explain it and make people learn that art. और उससे पहले, before you explain, may I request you to tell you know, the historical connotation of adab का इजाद किस तरह से हुई, एक as a form of greeting not linked with any religion.
Actually, this Lucknowi adab was introduced by Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, the last king of Awadh. He was extremely secular in nature. Earlier, different salutations were there. If he was a Muslim, he said, Assalamu alaikum, and the reply was, Wa alaikum assalam. This was a mode of salutation. Others, from the other side, he said, Namaskar, Jai Siya Ram, Radhe Radhe. This was also a salutation, but these two indicated that the person is connected to a particular religion. So Nawab Wajid Ali Shah ने माशरे में, in the society, इंसान को मजहब से जुदा किया और अदब से जोड़ा. Adab means respect. Adab is the plural of adab, that is respect in all forms. So this Lucknowi adab has become so popular that has moved around the world, and UNESCO has proposed this Lucknowi adab to be given a World Heritage status under intangible heritage. So this was a secular common code of salutation given by Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, which is still alive. Another common code of salutation which was secular he gave to the dress, to the costume. Because earlier the headgears indicated the status of the person, uska khandan kya hai, uska region kya hai, uska clan kya hai, uska status kya hai. So Nawab Wajid Ali Shah ne introduced kiya this dopalli topi which I am putting on and angrakha. तो ये उस ज़माने का एक लिबास हुआ which was a common code of dress given to the society. बहुत ही सलीस और शीरीं उर्दू में तो गुफ्तगू होती ही थी. लखनवी आदाब तस्लीमात बजाया लाता था और एक ही लिबास में लोग हैं, तो ये मालूम ही नहीं होता था कि कौन किस मज़हब से है. It was so secular in nature कि सब लखनवी हैं. तो ये हुआ कि धीरे धीरे ये बहुत ही मकबूल हुआ और वक्त के साथ साथ चीज़ें बदलती रहती हैं, लेकिन स्टिल यू सी द फैशन डिज़ाइनर्स, यू सी द फिल्म मेकर्स. आपने मुजफ्फर भाई की जो उमराजान देखी, which has become such a great hit because of the traditions of Lucknow which has been shown. जो यहाँ की तहजीब उसमें दिखाई गई है. रेखा एज उमराजान जो उन्होंने परफॉर्मेंस दिया है, जो यहाँ के कॉस्ट्यूम्स हैं, जो यहाँ की ज्वेलरी है, जो यहाँ की तहजीब है, तो उससे बेस्ट फिल्म ऑफ द ईयर के साथ साथ उसको आर्ट अवार्ड्स मिले. और अगर हम लोग भी इन चीज़ों को फॉलो करें और अपनी तहजीब और तमद्दुन को, अपनी ओरिजिनल जो जड़ें हैं उसमें समाये रखें, तो मेरा ख्याल से लखनऊ फिर से एक बार रिवाइव करेगा और यहाँ की वो तहजीब और तमद्दुन फिर से वापस्ता होगी.
शुक्रिया नवाब साहब. अगर आप लोग सब एक मिनट उठ के आप यू कैन प्रैक्टिस विद नवाब साहब कि ये करा कैसे जाता है, आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करें. It could be a class. So I thought this session should not just be like any other session. You heard from Carlyle that how he'll actively consider having a week-long festival, Martin Festival, so that, you know, people of Lucknow and visitors can walk in, showcasing the culture. And Carlyle, the only thing is, I know Kathak maybe may seem a bit out of place, but Lucknow is all about composite culture, where East and West blend and meet. And yeah, sure, we'll do that. And thank you, Madhvi, we'll take you on that, on your promise of a museum of Lucknow with a performance area. And please go back with this learning. Nawab Sahab, over to you. Should I hold this?
No, I'll hold it with my left hand. Lucknowi adab is very simple. You have to be just relaxed. Your body is relaxed. जो आपके पैर हैं, जो आपकी एड़ी है, जो आपकी हील्स हैं दे मेक अ वी, पंजे आपके थोड़े से सेपरेट हैं, आपकी जो कोहनी है दिस इज एट अबाउट 45 डिग्रीज, आपके दाहिने हाथ की जो बीच की उंगली है आपके ठुड्डी के नीचे है, आपकी जो आँखें हैं जिसको आप आदाब कर रहे हैं, आपकी आँखें जो हैं आधी खुली हैं और आँखें बंद हैं, आप उनकी तरफ मुखातिब हैं और आपके लबों पर मुस्कुराहट है और आप झुक के उनको आदाब बजा ला रहे हैं। आदाब आदाब।
Shukriya. Thank you, and thank you, Carlyle. Thank you, Nawab Saab. Thank you, Madhvi, for such a wonderful session. So you are a part of the organizers. If there is time for questions, we would surely allow. Yeah.
मन थोड़ा सा लालची हो रहा है। हिमांशु बाजपेयी यहाँ पर हमारे साथ है, जिन्होंने बोला कि लखनऊ के बारे में अगर जानना है तो हजरतगंज में नहीं नखास जाइए। It is historic and I want you to, if only you can or cannot, draw a parallel between Balli Maran of Delhi and Nakhas of Lucknow.
Call it Chalk of Lucknow.
Chalk of Lucknow, let's say it that. Chalk of Lucknow and Balli Maran. Nostalgia, romance hota hai, as rightly said by you, ma'am. We are also, I think, in romantic relationship of the idea of romance itself. बल्ली मरान की मोहब्बत और चौक की मोहब्बत के बारे में कुछ जानना चाहेंगे आपसे साहब।
जैसे वहाँ पर गालिब का पूरा
गली है उनकी, गली
शीला
है।
दीक्षित जी ने उसको पूरा रिस्टोर करा। यहाँ पर मीर तकी नीर बरिड है वहाँ पर, बट कोई जानता ही नहीं वहाँ पे कैसे पहुँचे। बहुत सी चीजें हैं।
आप कुछ कहना चाहें अगर, if only you can draw a parallel, Delhi and Lucknow.
देखिए जैसे कि मिर्ज़ा गालिब बल्ली मारा में हैं, यहाँ पर पूछा है मीर अनीस में, मीर अनीस की हवेली है और उनका मकबरा भी है। दोनों की सूरत हाल एक ही है। गालिब जब उन्होंने तसव्वुर किया कि अगर वो वापस दिल्ली आएँ जन्नत से तो क्या होगा, वो बड़ा मायूस हुए। इसी तरह से यहाँ पूछा है मीर अनीस में, मीर अनीस का जो मीर बाबर अली अनीस का जो मकबरा है, मीर अनीस वॉज सच अ पोएट कि जिनकी जो एलिजीज़ हैं वो कीट्स, बायरन और शेक्सपियर से कंपेयर की जाती हैं। मीर तकी मीर का जो उनकी जो कब्र थी वो सिटी स्टेशन के रेलवे के पुश्ते में आ गई। मीर तकी मीर की एक निशानी वो कलमदान सिटी स्टेशन के ऊपर बनाया गया था। उसका कलम और कलमदान जो था वो धोबियों ने उखाड़ के फेंक दिया और उसके ऊपर कपड़े सुखाने लगे। वहाँ के ऊपर रिक्शा स्टैंड बन गया। मीर बाबर अली अनीस का तो यह हश हुआ और उसके बाद में और जो उस ज़माने के शुअरा थे और जो शायर थे उनका भी हश अच्छा नहीं हुआ। लेकिन अगर आप देखें तो दिल्ली ही से नहीं, जब रफसंजानी प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ ईरान ही केम टू लखनऊ ही उन्होंने कहा कि ये मुझे मालूम हो रहा है कि जैसे हम इस्फहान में आ गए। ये मीनारें, ये गुंबद, ये आलिशान इमारतें, वो रोज़े, वो खानखाहें, वो इमाम बाड़े और यहाँ के जो मंदिर हैं, जो मसाजिद हैं, जो रोज़े हैं, जो खानखाहें हैं, इनका मिसाल नहीं है। दुनिया में इतनी वैरायटी मीनारों की और गुंबदों की आपको कहीं नहीं मिलेगी। लखनऊ जो है उसमें जो 11 इमाम के रोज़े हैं, यानी पूरी दुनिया में जो शिया इबादत खाने हैं, इबादत गाहें हैं, आपको इमामों के रोज़े मिलेंगे। यहाँ पर आपको बारह इमाम अलैहिस्सलाम का गार भी मिलेगा। यहाँ पर जनाब फ़ातिमा का फ़ातिमान भी मिलेगा। यहाँ ज़ैनबिया भी है। यहाँ के ऊपर मस्जिद नबवी भी है, मस्जिद कूफा भी है। और जो नखास का बाज़ार है वो है नखास, वो ख़ास बाज़ार है। नवाब आसिफ उद्दौला के ज़माने में जितने भी फैज़ाबाद में बाज़ार थे वो जब यहाँ आबाद हुआ तो जैसे ये नखास है, चौक है, मौलवीगंज है, मुफ्तीगंज है, रकाबगंज है, ये सब चीज़ें जो है आबाद हुई। यहाँ के ऊपर जो चिड़िया बाज़ार है वो एक काफ़ी अनोखा है। और फिर जो यहाँ के ऊपर खाने हैं, जो पुलाव हैं, जो कुलचे और नहारी है, जो मिठास है, जो आपको रिजेम्बलेंस देती है। और यहाँ की जो मसाजिद है, जो यहाँ की जामा मस्जिद है वो दिल्ली की जामा मस्जिद से कुछ छोटी है लेकिन उससे ज़्यादा खूबसूरत है।
बिल्कुल,
यहाँ का
बिल्कुल,
आदाब
बिल्कुल।
और तस्लीमात है वो दिल्ली से ज़्यादा बेहतर है।
कुछ
जी हाँ
बहुत खूबसूरत रियायतें वहाँ लिखी हुई हैं. कल हमें हेरिटेज वॉक पे जाने का मौका मिला.
जी हाँ, जी हाँ।
और देखा तो ऐसा तो कुछ बहुत नायाब देखा ही नहीं है आज तक.
नहीं, यहाँ अगर आप
नवाब साहब, अगर आप कुछ ऐसा कराइए, उस मस्जिद में इतनी खूबसूरत है, उसमें नॉन नमाजी लोग अंदर नहीं जा सकते, तो
जी,
ये चेंज,
जी।
बदलाव लाने की जरूरत है,
जी।
क्योंकि वो वही बात है कि थिंक
नहीं, एक बार ऐसा हुआ था।
जॉय फॉर एवर.
एक बार ऐसा हुआ था, there was from England a research scholar who was doing research work on architecture and especially the Shia architecture. Sally Rinn was her name, and she came here for 7 days. I was with her for 4 days, and on my SD motorcycle, I used to take her around and show her the
लोगों को बाजार भी करना पसंद है, लोगों को थोड़ा इश्क भी करना पसंद है, लोगों को खाना पसंद है, लोगों को सब कुछ होना चाहिए जिससे लोग सब कुछ. बट हर फेस्टिवल ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है. बट आई थिंक कि लेट्स इफ यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम स्मॉल, छोटे से, और फिर आस्ते 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 चीज़ें बढ़ जाए, उस सिलसिले में लोग जुड़ते जाएंगे.
Thank you, Madhvi. और अब I would not even attempt to summarize, but in terms of tangible things, I'd like to repeat. Carlyle said a festival, a Martin festival at La Martiniere will become a reality. She said, Madhvi said that, a museum of Lucknow with a performing area will become a reality. And नवाब साहब ने आपको आदाब सिखाया. और मैं अब ख़त्म करना चाहता हूँ. मुझे लगता है जी बिल्कुल. एक योगेश प्रवीण साहब, जिनको हमने कोविड के दौरान खो दिया, उनकी 4 लाइनें हैं, उनके साथ ये सेशन खत्म करना चाहता हूँ. मुझे नहीं लगता कि लखनऊ को का बोथ टैंजिबल एंड इंटैंजिबल लखनऊ को इतनी अच्छी तरह से कोई और लाइन समराइज कर सकती है. लखनऊ है कि महज गुंबदो मीनार नहीं, सिर्फ एक शहर नहीं, कूचाओ बाजार नहीं, इसके आंचल में मोहब्बत के फूल खिलते हैं, इसकी गलियों में फरिश्तों के पते मिलते हैं. So thank you, Carlyle, Madhvi, Nawab, Jafar Mir Abdullah Sahab, for the wonderful inputs that you shared with all of us. Shukriya, thank you.